Science, they did a Venn diagram, the eye of the camera compared to the eye of the human eye. History, what were the socio-economic conditions that gave birth to hip hop? Where's their connection between the financial crisis in the 70s, the removal of art and music programs, and the birth of hip hop in the Bronx? It's critical thinking, teaching them mastering, how to be leaders. So from a hip hop project that was designed to just get the students to wear uniforms, we expanded it in a way where we integrated it into every part of the curriculum. Matter of fact, the joke at our school was you could not come to our school and ask what time is it, and actually be told the real time. Because if you say, hey, what time is it? Time to shine. So what were the results? Oh, and I have to say this, and this is what made me a problem for the New York City Department of Ed. We had a curriculum that focused on math and science. We had a pre-engineering program, pre-law program. One of my students and I made it to Oprah Winfrey based upon our pre-nursing program at a middle school, because his aunt went into labor, emergency labor, and what he had learned from being in that pre-nursing class, he was able to deliver his cousin. So in 2 years, we went from being the worst school in the district to #1 in reading and math. Right. The most sought after middle school in Jamaica, Queens. As I mentioned, Tribeca Film Festival, Oprah, all of those things. But the thing that gave me the greatest pride was to see how my students had excelled and continue to excel this day. Yes, sir. Former gang students are now college grads. Yes, sir. We have students who are in that pre-nursing program who are medical doctors. We have student leaders, students who I just recently left a student leadership retreat, and I walk in to give a presentation to a group of student leaders, and there's one of my students, and she's the president of the Student Government Association on a college level. That's what Honorable Elijah Muhammad took. He didn't want us to be second to anybody. He said he wanted us to be to interact and to be comfortable interacting with the best of this society, the best of civilization. And so I brought that vision of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the schools. And even though I didn't say Muhammad, the devil knew who I was. He said, smells like Muhammad. But some have asked me, why the public schools, Brother Shango? Why are you teaching in the public schools? And I'll say what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said in a book called Torchlight for America. He said, we have to impact what's happening in the public schools, because that's where the majority of our people are. And although it's beautiful to have Muhammad University of Islam, Sister Clara Muhammad School, and others, if we don't impact what's happening in the public schools, then who are we sending our children out to meet? So those students have to get introduced to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, so that when they meet these junior FOI, these representatives of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it won't be foreign to them. That's right. It'll be something that has a familiarity to it. So I thank Allah for my experience. I have to tell you the truth, as a result of that work, I was vilified, I was attacked, my character was assassinated, and I think I was in good company. Because when you do this type of work, you should expect that. That's right. And although I had a Job-like experience and I went through a trial in terms of doing this kind of work, I thank Allah for what that trial produced in me. Because it taught me how to be stronger in my faith. You know, you hear teachings and you bear witness to those teachings, but then you have experiences that make you put up or shut up. You say you believe. Do you believe? Can you say that you believe and not be tried? I had one of those. I guess this is that part of the Quran. Hard trials are necessary to establish truth, and trials purify. And I thank Allah for the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I thank Allah for Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and what I've learned from the Holy Quran, because it has shaped me and made me into someone who has not an ounce of retraction in terms of what I want to do for my people. I want to do 10 times more than what I've done, and I haven't even begun to touch what it is that I desire to do. And so I thank you for taking this time to listen to me. I just want to say again, I am totally honored to be in your presence, because for me, this is a homecoming. I know you. I've watched you as a little boy. It was so funny. I was watching Brother Caldoon and my father, and they were moving around, and they were organized. I said, this is just like when I was a child. They still doing the same that they were doing then. And that sets an example for us that, if you've been put on a post, you don't get off that post until Allah calls you home. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.